Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. As we take a look at your reading today, in 2025, we're looking at the energies that are awaiting you. Things like encouragement from spirit, what they would have you to tend to pay attention to understand, any guidance, encouragement. Also, just seeing what will come in for you during this year. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. Make sure you like, share, comment, Cancer. Thank you for stopping by. And so I am pulling from my numerology deck and also my oppositions tarot deck, and also the wisdom of the hidden realms. We'll grab a few of those at the very end. And for the sake of time, I did pull out a couple of your beginning tarot or your beginning oracle cards. And so what came out for you, Cancer, is forgiveness, intuition, health, and happy ending. So there's something about last year I felt like was actually very enjoyable for you, or it ended exactly the way that you would have desired it to. But as you enter this new year starts with the energy of releasing things in terms of forgiveness. And I hear Spirit, as I was preparing your spread, Spirit was saying that forgiveness, Cancer, is for you. Not so much the other people. You may be the one forgiving people just to release. You may be the one that need to be forgiven. You may need to forgive yourself. It's for you, for your peace of mind, for your ability to rest and be at ease, you know, as you move into this next year. I feel like forgiveness is a very big part of moving into this next year and releasing things and starting off with a clean slate. And so intuition also is a master number. So you could be a master number 22. All through these readings, I've gotten lots of master numbers. And so master number 22 is the builder. The builder. So this is the energy around being the starter. So you could be someone who actually starts things, gets movements started, or kind of prepares the way for others, right? But this is talking about dealing with spiritual things, because 22 represents intuition. And so moving into the new year, you could be actually working very creatively and instinctually. You could be being guided intentionally and intuitively this year as you're stepping into this year. That's coming out. And so I feel like intuition is very important. They definitely want you, hands down, to trust yourself. There could be nudges that are happening. There could be sudden pivots that you'll be guided to. And so it's important to understand the purpose and the value behind being able to trust that. And this year actually brings in a lot of good health. I don't know if you've dealt with any type of setbacks when it comes to health in this last year, but this year is almost like your comeback, right? I feel like this year is going to be really good when it comes to overall health. Speaking of, overall health and all things good, to delve into the tarot, the first card that came out for you was the Eight of Cups, which actually talks about that. It talks about, I'm sorry, not the Eight of Cups, Cancer. It's the Nine of Cups, which talks about all things coming towards you that are abundant. Health, love, work will all have this peak in 2025. And it very well may be welcoming you in. That may be what has ushered you into 2025, having everything in abundance and feeling like this sense of finished work or some sense of completeness as you enter into 2024. It feels like you'll be experiencing every bit of wealth in every way that can be experienced, from every point of view that you can imagine. And this actually is coming towards you. And for some of you, it may be quite a bit. It may be quite a bit, and it may require a bit of maturity to handle this level of abundance and wealth coming towards you this year. And this wealth and abundance is coming towards you, not just for you, but it's also for those that are connected with you, right? So there's the energy of knowing how to receive this so that you will in turn know how to share it as well. And they want you to just really be appreciative of every little thing. See everything in the light of abundance this year. It feels like you've come through a lot to get where you are, Cancer. If you were really honest with people about what you've been through to get to this point, they may not even believe you. That's how I'm feeling about this. But Spirit is saying that you very much earned this. That's coming towards you this year, and want you to really receive it with maturity and with a high level of appreciation. And in some ways, you could even say this is like your reward for allowing yourself to go through and to learn the lessons that you've learned. It seems like it's been a difficult past, a difficult way, all the way to get to where you are. And so all the more reason to allow yourself to enjoy it, Cancer. I also have the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is coming in on the shadow side. And so when it comes in on the shadow side, sometimes it could talk about taking what is actually good, right? The King of Cups talks about someone who is very connected, very intuitive, it has a very unique way of being and showing up. People see them as something, very special. They have a special highlight in their environment and wherever they show up. But when it shows up in the shadow side, it could talk about using all of those gifts and all of those unique features in a manipulative way. But it's coming out here. I feel like Spirit wants you to not take shortcuts, to not have to feel like you have to scheme your way into things. Like, follow your intuition, trust your intuition, where it's guiding, seek clarity around that. Don't just jump to conclusions with things that you may think you know, which you may not have all the facts. Get all the facts so that you can actually have clarity around it, so you don't feel like you have to kind of, wiggle your way into places. Prefer clarity over cunningness, right? Not that anything's wrong with being cunning, right? But cunning is actually good if you're able to use it in a wise way, to get things done, to get what you need. But Spirit is saying in this particular instance, as you move into 2025, it's necessary to actually depend more on clarity so that you can move with surety, so that you can move with surety is what I'm hearing. Yeah. So that you can move with surety. And also, when it comes to moving and creating this year, or as you enter into this year, when it comes to pulling things towards you that you may desire, this is also understanding how to do that. Like when you're communicating with your community or communicating with your village or your tribe, this would be now helping you to navigate or finding ways to clearly navigate through conflict, especially as it pertains to like communication, or helping people through difficult times that they may be facing. There's some clarity. Spirit is definitely digging in here. Spirit is saying, get clarity in how you deal with others, but get clarity in when you're providing solutions for people. Make sure that you know that you know that you know, okay? Don't guesstimate. And also to tread lightly when it comes to your relationship, or dealing with couples, or dealing with family. Make sure that you get clarity in that too, to avoid any type of misunderstandings or jumping into conclusions or hasty decisions. Get clarity. It's coming out clearly. This may actually be useful, this energy we're talking about here, when it comes to difficulties that may arise in whatever it is that you do for work, or whatever your vocation is. This is going to be needed as these situations arise. You'll need to really hit things and face problems head on. But in facing those problems, Spirit is saying, get an understanding, get a clear understanding. It's going to be very helpful. Okay. So I don't know, with the shadow side of the King of Cups, it could talk, as I said, it could talk about that very cunning energy. I don't know where that plays, but Spirit is saying, prefer clarity over shortcuts or over any other way that you might choose to operate. Get clarity. We also have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles coming out. And so the Four of Pentacles is usually being a little bit reserved, but this is talking more about your skills, your virtue around what it is that you do and who you are, your abilities, you know, the things that you have at your disposal that you use to create success, you know, the ability to create solutions for people that help you generate success. Not only materially success, but even fulfillment for yourself and for others. And so Spirit is saying with the Four of Pentacles on the light side to not stop, to keep going, and understand that the past victories is nothing compared to what's coming, Cancer. Spirit is saying keep going, don't stop, and keep appreciating. Like the more you learn, the more you accomplish, the more victories you experience, just keep being appreciative. Keep being appreciative. Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot to be said this year too. You may have the opportunity to learn even more. I don't know how much mastery you have in what you're doing. It feels like Spirit is really commending you for where you've been able to bring success in your life with what you have to work with. This year, it feels like there's going to be opportunities to even create more success or gain more notoriety around what you do. Because I have the Three of Pentacles clarifying the Four of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles means that you do what you do so well that people notice how beautifully you do, and how you love what you do, and how committed you are at what you do. Like, to the point that there may be not a lot of comparisons to you. So there's some level of notoriety that's coming in here off of the Four of Pentacles, and Spirit is telling you to not only accept those accolades, but there's some level of sharing that, creating alliances this year as well. There may be collaborations that is going to actually increase your abilities, increase your knowledge. Collaborations may stimulate this energy of mastery around what you do, or growth around what you do, Cancer. You may be successful on your own, but there's like a bit of a struggle, Spirit is saying here, with working on your own. And bringing or collaborating may actually help you lessen the burden of what it is that you do. And the Three of Pentacles says that all that you do will be good. It'll be favored, is what the Three of Pentacles is saying. Let's see. What else? Did I miss anything? So the Three of Pentacles is a really beautiful card when it comes to work. It's talking about work and doing it well. People are noticing and commending you for a good job. It could even talk about raises and promotions coming your way because people see you're doing so well. If you don't work a classic 9 to 5, if you're working for yourself, this could be getting more money for what you do. It could be getting more bookings for what you do. There's some level of attention is coming to you for the type of work that you do, Cancer. And I don't know if there has been struggles with certain situations with what you do. It feels like this year there's going to be a releasing of those situations this year. If there's been any grievances that's come up around what you do, it's going to be releasing those things or moving away from those things as you step into more growth this year. Spirit is wanting you to really just focus on yourself and let those things take care of themselves. Spirit doesn't want you to give it any attention, any more attention, if you have up to this point. Even when it comes to relationships, like it's time to break away from things that represent unresolved issues and tension and grudges, and kind of look at things from a better perspective. It's time to, and I think that's why forgiveness came in and happy ending. It's just time to, if it hasn't cleared up by now, if it hasn't resolved by now, it's time to move away and just release it. It is what it is. Not your monkeys, not your circus, Cancer. Okay. And then lastly, we have the Knight of Swords coming in on the light side. Look at all that red. He's riding on a horse with his sword. Swords represent mental activity, clarity coming in. And so I feel like this year is going to be a very passionate year. And then the sun on his shoulder, like you are going to be moving towards what it is that you want. The ventures and the intentions that you put out this year are going to be very successful, Cancer. Now, the only thing with the Knights, or the Knights tend to sometimes be a little bit impulsive. And so the energy brings a little bit of caution, like not to overdo it. right? And so this actually says that you may actually hold a bit of power in what you do or how you do it. And sometimes you may not know the strength of your power, of your movements. And so this Knight of Swords, Spirit is actually asking you not to overdo it, not to use your power in excess, right? I feel like this has a lot to do with being excited about what you do. And sometimes we can be so excited and so ready to move and do things that we sometimes don't consider everything involved in the situation that needs consideration. Sometimes sometimes people get trampled over because they don't have that same momentum, and so this is being more aware, right, of the situations where you're moving this year and how you're moving, and using all of your skills, making sure you're intentional with what you're doing and making sure you're intending good, right? Intending good this year. All right. And so it was clarified. I clarified the Knight of Swords, and it was clarified by the Hierophant on the shadow side, and then also the Nine of Pentacles on the shadow side. So there's some unexpected monies that may come in for you this year, or some unexpected reward, some unexpected pay, maybe that you aren't expecting to come through. When it does, there's some gain that's going to come through unexpectedly. And this could also be something that you haven't worked for, right? Whatever that could be, however that comes through, Spirit wants you to know, okay, this is going to be dropped in your lap, but don't get comfortable, right? For instance, say if you got a lump sum, Spirit is saying, don't get comfortable though, and stop working towards your goal or doing what it is that you've been called to do. Don't allow it to make you complacent, okay? Because that's not why this gift is coming in for you. This could be something you've asked for. You're not expecting it to come this quickly. You may in fact get it quicker than you actually imagined it would come. But that doesn't mean that you slack and you slow down and you stop doing and moving with the momentum that you have starting off, okay? Be careful not to become relaxed, too relaxed, okay? And it feels like something that's going to come in and cause a little bit of cushion for you. Whatever that might be, don't allow it to delude you into thinking that you don't have to work. You still have to work, Cancer. Spirit is saying you still have to work. So don't stop working. Now, the Hierophant coming in the shadow side is being open. Like as you are moving in power and momentum this year, Spirit is calling you to actually expand your perception. Because the Hierophant on the shadow side it really does talk about dogma. It talks about a closed mind and having to do things the way that it's always been done or how you believe it should be done. But on the shadow side, it talks about a need to release that. Otherwise, you run the risk of missing out on something that's supposed to be yours, right? Or missing out on an opportunity that's supposed to be yours. And so this might be a time to actually take a look at ways that you could expand your perception or your belief or even delve in and identify, are there any limitations that are in operation that's keeping you from possibly doing things that may be beneficial to you? This may also give you pause to actually take a look at areas where you have fallen short, right? It's like being real. A come to Jesus moment is what it is. And so Spirit is saying this year is going to be a year where there's going to be a tremendous expansion for you. And along with that expansion comes a level of inner growth that's necessary too. Okay. So let's see, is there any specific guidance or advice that Spirit has for you, Cancer? Any advice or guidance for Cancer? Please and thank you. Advice for Cancer. All right, so first of all, the Chess Queen comes out. Then the Resting Tree comes out. And then the Swan Queen comes out. And we're just talking about energy, right? We're saying queens and kings and trees. We're just talking about energy, okay? And so with the Chess Queen, we're talking about strategy, right? We are not playing checkers this year. We are playing chess this year. It requires much thought. It requires a deep level of introspection with every move that you make this year, that it be intentional and strategic, and that you be able to trust yourself and your instincts and your intuition about how it's almost like you're going to have to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps ahead, right? When you're making a move, you've already thought it through 4 or 5 steps ahead. What's coming, what could happen, what your response would be. Yeah, high level of intuition, high level of trust and strategy for this year. You could be embodying that energy already, Cancer. The Resting Tree talks about taking care of yourself. It talks about being patient with yourself and finding time for stillness, making sure that you are getting rest. And look at this, number 22 again. So you could be a master number 22. You could be 22 years old. 22 could be a number that keeps showing up for you right now. But Spirit is very concerned about you getting rest this year and taking care of yourself. When it comes to health, that's one of the most important things, right? When we talk about health is rest. When we rest, that is where like 90% of the body's restorative functions take place, right? When we don't get rest, it does not take place. And we end up running on empty, right? Or our cup is empty. We're running on empty. And so Spirit is very concerned about you making sure that you understand the importance of rest. Even connecting with Spirit, connecting with nature. The Resting Tree. She's resting under a tree. Maybe that is definitely something that is significant for you. The Swan Queen is talking about transformation. You're coming out of a very, I won't say difficult. It could be difficult, but it's more like a certain season that you're coming out of. You're coming up from a cold season into something that's a little bit more comfortable when it comes to temperature. when it comes to being able to see the colors and, you know, seeing things move. In the winter, when it's snowy, nothing's moving. Everything is asleep and hibernating and hiding away from the stifled weather. But I feel like you're transforming out of this season of snow, you know, into something a little bit more springy. And again, intuition is coming through here. And patience again. So this is a time to really understand and the need to be patient with other people as well as yourself. As things are changing around you and within you. And for some of you, you're learning to use your intuition, you know, for the very first time. Things are different. There's transformation happening. And even if you are very intuitive already, from what I read in your reading, you're moving to a different level. Because there's going to be connections that happen here if they have not already come into connection with you. That's going to really change how you understand things or give you more of an understanding, increase your understanding and your perception. You're going to be able to see things in a larger view, which is going to increase your intuition. Okay. So that's what I'm hearing for you. They definitely want you to take care of yourself. All right. That's for you, Cancer. Thank you so much for stopping by. It has been Blood Moon Oracle coming in today. With the reading for today, taking a look at the energies awaiting you for 2025. Looks really good. And so thank you, Cancer, for stopping by. It feels like a very beautiful, beautiful season for you in 2025. And so enjoy it. Listen, roll it till the wheels roll off. Milk that baby, right? Sounds like you've earned it. Okay. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't. And what else? I think that's it. I guess I'll see you next time, Cancer. I almost felt like there was something else I needed to say to you, Cancer. Okay. Maybe Spirit is saying just pause before you speak this year, Cancer. Okay. All right. Thanks for stopping by. All right. I'll see you next time, Cancer. Bye.